Project.
So speak loudly.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yes, sir. What you doing?
Got you.
Fine. There's no right or wrong answer, man. This is just.
I like this. I'm excited. I don't know what you're gonna ask me. I feel like I'm on DJ Vlad. No, he's not. No. So, what it was I really wanted to write movies, right? It started way back in high school. I was like, dang, what am I going to do? Like, I felt like I had to decide what I was going to do then. And I just knew I liked watching movies. And so all the classics, like the hood classics, Boys in the Hood, Paid in Full, I just like stuff like that. I'm like, yo, I want to write stuff like this. But I'm like, I also want to not just do one aspect. I want to do the whole thing. So by the time I really ain't do nothing with it in school. Like, I went to school, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. I was a mass communications major, but communications department was kind of phony. Like, well, we wasn't really, everybody there went to like news stations and stuff like that. So they wasn't really trying to be behind the camera. They was want to be in front of the camera. So, boom, like right before I graduated, I just was like, I bought a camera. I was like, I'm gonna just start shooting music videos or something. It don't work like that. I had to learn how to use a camera. I didn't know the settings. I used to watch hella YouTube tutorials. So it kind of was like, all right, people were like, mostly what I was saying was, if you want to learn how to frame and everything, take photos. I'm like, I'm gonna start taking photos. I felt like I was good with it. Like, yo, these is tough. So I just started doing that. And then it kind of progressed into music videos, and I feel like that was short-lived. And so I got back into photos. So yeah. I found my joy in that, in taking, like, with the camera, editing the photos. But I find my joy in my friends and stuff like that, friends and people I'm close with. I would say that, but when I pick the camera, it's a similar feeling like, you know how people get like when they about to smoke or something like that. I'll be feeling that same feeling. I've noticed recently it's the same feeling. I like also editing my stuff too though. It's something about getting my stuff back. And then I'm like, let me throw this in Lightroom and play with it a little bit. So, yeah. So I'm gonna say lately it's been a vibe, and I attribute that to the film. But before that, it was just I kind of was disorganized, just throwing everything. But I see a lot of people's pages. I'm like, they have a theme. I like that, but I haven't really been able to achieve that. So the most I can do is upload photos that are similar, taken mostly on, like, I do like a photo dump. Everything that might look similar because it was taken during the same day, during the same time. So I just the film really. That's what's giving the look right now. So, bro, I just kept, all from shooting digital, I kept seeing people's photos and they would have a certain look. And I'm thinking it's a preset. I'm trying to get the right preset. I'm like, yo, I want this look right here. I said grainy. I used to type in all different types of stuff, how to get this look, how to get the cinematic photo look. Wow. And it just wasn't touching it. And then one day cause I sometimes I don't listen, I skim through videos. So I heard this dude say film. I'm like, oh. So, and it was the guy, who was it? My guy, Volandis. I watched a lot of his videos. So I'm like, all right, let me do a little bit more investigation. Come to find out, I bought the Canon AE1. It was like $100-something. It was cheap, relatively cheap. And it's been on from there. But I will say what I noticed, I went to an event that Be More Shoots event. That was the only one out there with film. And like, the dudes was like, bro, that's a film camera, that's a film. He's shooting film. And I felt like the oddball out at first, but then I was like, oh, this is an advantage because my stuff is going to look a little different. And so the one guy was like, man, I bought me a film camera. I still can't load the film. I'm like, yo. It is difficult when you first learn because I done messed up some rolls before, but I done messed up some rolls. So it's different, but I love it. I love it because it makes you more careful because you don't want to mess up. You don't want to waste none of that, and it's an expensive hobby. So it's been a while since I've been uninspired. It's crazy to say that, but like, I do this thing where I take my camera and just go outside. If it's a day where I'm off work, like right now, I would just go outside and walk around. So I'm usually just inspired. I get inspired in the moment what I see. I just started planning ideas and writing down, like, I guess, treatments for shots. Like, I want this person with this shot in this location. But mostly it just be me just catching a vibe. Like, a lot of stuff I take on my pages, my parents, people, like, just family, I just take pictures of people when I see them. So I catch the vibe right there. Yep. And I get inspired on IG seeing other people's work. Like, this is hard, but it never sticks with me that long. Yeah. That's a good question. It's crazy you say that, because, like, I'm in the midst of something like that as we speak. So I think about God, but I also, like, I don't know, I have to, like, I get real tense and I get real anxious, so I have to, like, be away from that for a while, away from those thoughts. I have to distract it with something. So I think that that's a good question, bro. I would say when I turn inward, I get anxious. So it's like I try to distract myself, I guess, with something, so I can, not to distract myself permanently, like I'm avoiding it, but I distract myself so that when I can come back less anxious or level head, so I can deal with the issue. So yeah, I would say that. You know what? I would say one of my biggest goals is to, in my personal life, I would say one of my biggest goals is probably to master myself, but I know that's not something you can just do quickly. I would like to at least achieve some sort of balance that would help me through days like today, days like what we were saying, like, to where as though it's an easier process when you're going through stuff, you know, where I know myself well enough, like, oh, this is how I am when this happens. I can, and not where it's I'm really working, you know. So yeah, I'm grateful to be living here in this city right now. Still, I'm grateful to be living through this pandemic. Grateful to have my family. And then I was just thinking lately, I'm grateful to have known, you know, during 2020, both of my grandmothers passed away, and I'm grateful to have had that influence on my life, you know, and that's things that have stuck with me. So I would say, you know, and just great, and of course, I'm grateful to be this creative person that I am. You know? Man, you heard her. Drums. Straight up, yo. Drums. The drums is just, I grew up on the drums. I ain't really know people like flats till I got into, like, college, yo, in high school, and everybody's getting flats and picking them apart. Like, I like the, you know what I mean? Like, I like to eat like a Viking, bro. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I ain't even know people like that till recently. $100 million, bro. I'm gonna let that money, first I'm gonna invest it and let that money work for me.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna still live how I'm living, my little apartment, and I'm gonna live regular, and I ain't gonna tell nobody I got it.
Yes,
I'm gonna put that joint in the Dogecoin or something. You know what I mean? That's how I'm like that. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yes, sir.